YouTube, what's going on, y'all? It is I70 Chapo. Friends call me Chop, and we're back with another review. This time, we're talking about Don Tripp's latest project, Frostbite. Don Tripp is a Tennessee rapper, one half of the collective Step Brothers with fellow Tennessee rapper Starlito. I've been a fan of not only him, but Starlito as well for many years now, many projects, many singles, all the stuff. Definitely a dope artist, full of lyrical capabilities, definitely full of great punchlines, one-liners, and he's been really consistent, especially last year. So his last project was actually a month before this project came out. This project came out in January. The last project was December, and that was Christopher Season 3. Another project that I really enjoyed as well. That was actually, if you saw my update video, and I talked about how music last year was kind of mid, Christopher Season 3 was one of the albums that made me want to come back to do album reviews. That's how good it was. But before I could even get to review it, he came out with Frostbite. Now again, Don Tripp has been super consistent. He dropped 12 projects last year, and I wasn't anticipating him dropping any more music after you dropped 12 projects, right? You dropped once a month for an entire year straight. I didn't think he had any more left in him, at least for right now. Take a little bit of a break, right? But no, there's more. And he came back and hit us over the head with Frostbite. A very short album, but overall, after hearing it, I definitely enjoyed it. Definitely enjoyed it just as much as I enjoyed Christopher Season 3. But it was definitely full of all the things that I enjoy from him as an artist, for sure. Now, the first song on the project is the title track, Frostbite, where Don Tripp kind of just, gives his lyrical capabilities, flexes his lyrical muscles, and just talks about, getting back into the grind and making his money and being there for his family, all the things. It's definitely a dope record. I definitely enjoyed the production across the board. Him and Sheffrey Kitchen have been on a mean tear. I'm pretty sure Kitchen is the one who produced a majority of not only this album, but a majority of all his other albums that came out last year for sure as well. So definitely great seeing them back together, and it definitely was a dope intro track for sure. The next song is Net Worth with Piff. Piff is Don Tripp's brother, if you don't know. He unfortunately passed away, but Don Tripp was able to have an entire project with him in the many projects that he dropped last year, with all the leftover features and verses that Piff recorded before he passed away. So it's always dope hearing Piff. I think that while I wasn't necessarily blown away in his joint project with Don Tripp, I did find a lot of his lyrical capabilities coming out in the various features since then that Don Tripp has been putting out consistently. And I think that this was one of those ones. So with Net Worth, it's definitely a solid track. Piff comes in first, and then Don Tripp is definitely an enjoyable record. Piff definitely knows how to rap for sure, and I definitely enjoyed it. It's just a shame that we won't be able to hear him grow as an artist, unfortunately, because of his passing. And that sentiment bleeds over into the next track, which is Creed's First Birthday, where he kind of talks about these things and talks about how he wished his son Creed could meet his brother, Piff, who is no longer with us, unfortunately. And it's definitely a good introspective song for sure. Kind of talking about family, dynamics, relationships, and life as well. Again, kind of wish that we could hear more from Piff in terms of just his progression as an artist, but definitely you can hear in every single track how much Don Tripp misses his brother. So it's definitely a dope song for sure. And then the next song, Dreamers Only, is pretty straightforward, talking about just how it is to follow your dreams and not necessarily listening to others who may give you doubt or anything like that. It's another solid trunk. All right, I don't see the audio moving, so I assume y'all can't hear, but my neighbor is talking very loudly behind me and behind this wall. Like, I can't hear it loud as fuck. So I was like, it keeps messing me up every time I want to record. Yeah, he's still talking as I'm talking. So hopefully in the post, you don't hear none of that. And I don't even think I'm gonna keep any of this. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what editing Tevin has to say about all this. Then there's Hindsight with Starlito, another song that's more introspective about just the journey and how looking back at things, you can kind of see things clearly. Hence the name Hindsight. Pretty straightforward overall, but it's always dope to see Don Tripp and Starlito work together. And then True Indeed is the next record. It's pretty straightforward as well. Don Tripp is just, giving his lyrical flows and everything like that. Same with Frankenstein, even Both of those records, I do enjoy the production on both of them. They're very dark, very cold, very sinister, very much fits the vibe of the overall record with the name Frostbite. Definitely Don Tripp flexing his lyrical capabilities on both songs as well. And then the last song is Take Off, another song that also features Piff. I think Piff definitely did his thing, and the back and forth between him and Don Tripp on this record was super dope. I love the soulful sample on this instrumental as well. It was definitely a great way to end the project for sure. So yeah, overall, this was a pretty short project from Don Tripp. I think that Christopher Season 3 was definitely a longer album, a longer listen, more of a cohesive type album, where this is more kind of like an EP style type thing. But it was definitely enjoyable. I definitely enjoyed every song on the whole project for the most part. I don't have any real complaints overall. I think that it could have been a little bit longer, maybe. Could have been a little bit more focused in terms of a theme, but these are minor complaints overall. I definitely think that if you have not listened to Don Tripp before, you should definitely take this and give it a listen. I definitely would say also, if you are a fan of Don Tripp and Starlee, though, this is an even more reason why you should listen to him as well. So if I had to give this a rating, I would say this is 4 out of 5 flames for me. I definitely enjoyed it so far. One of my favorite projects to come out this year so far, even though it's still super early in the year, so time will tell, but definitely a dope time for sure. But hey, these are just my opinions. Let me know what you think about this album in the comments below. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this and like this video if you enjoyed watching it. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all coming back to the channel, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.